Today I'm going to be taking a look at what's inside here, the IKEA Symfonisk Sonos picture frame speaker thing. Welcome back to another episode of STU'S Reviews. Now, IKEA are known for some particularly strange speakers. We had the IKEA Freetrade about a year ago, that was just mental. And then you've got the IKEA Symfonisk speaker lamp thing, which is absolutely bizarre. But I actually have two of them because they are one of the best sounding speakers that I've ever tried. In fact, the entire Symfonisk range has been extremely good. Even their Enemy, which was not a Sonos collaboration, that was incredible. The Freetrade was incredible, and that was a collaboration with Teenage Engineering. But now they've come up with this. And this is weird, even on IKEA standards. It's a picture frame that is also a speaker. So I'm going to get it open, have a look what's in the box, pop it on the wall, and we're going to have a listen. Right, okay. It's quite a large box actually. We've got the Sonos logo. It's all cardboard, which is very, very good for the environment there. So that's positive. Right, well that's different. Seems to be quite minimalistic. That's obviously the speaker. In the side we've got a little box, which I'll look at in just a moment. I think we've got the power cable and stuff in there. Let's get this out. Okay, slightly thicker than I expected. What else is in the box? Oh, this is unusually packaged. Nice big braided cable, that's good, very good, in white. That's different from the other Symfonisk things. What's inside this little thing here? Let's have a quick peek. I assume it's something to mount, I think this must be the mounting brackets, which I'll need in a bit. So pop that over there for now, don't lose that screw. And let's have a look at this then. This is mad. What's on the back? What's on the back? Okay, we've got Velcro there. That must be for the power cable to be wound into if there's any excess power cable. That's my guess. Possibly the mounting things. Looks like I can have it both portrait and landscape. That's pretty cool. I like that. We've got the buttons on the back. Overall, the thickness appears to be not much more than sort of a canvas might be. Really, actually. There is an Ethernet port on here. That might be what this big section is for. There's a little Ethernet port on the back, which I'll show you in a bit. We've got AC in and AC out. What's the AC out for? I wonder if you can daisy chain them. That's quite cool. If you can daisy chain these and have multiple along a whole wall, that would be quite impressive. Design on the front is a bit odd. Now, this is the interesting bit. You can replace this front somehow. I don't know how, whether or not it magnetises over or this somehow comes... Oh, hold on a minute. It looks like there is a simple answer. Now, this is the whole point of this particular speaker, is that it has a lot of customization available because you can replace the front with a ton of other designs. Now, when I went into IKEA, they had none of the other designs available, but there are some pictures on their website of what this could look like. And there are some pretty cool designs. I mean, I would like to see them allow you to print your own on this. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Actually have your own picture. And then it could really be your own style. I could have like an oil painting and a gold frame. That would look pretty cool. This is the inside. Okay. I mean, it looks insane. That is very interesting on the inside. It doesn't look very good with nothing on it. That is a shame. Unlike some of the other ones, such as the bookshelf speaker, I think you could remove the front on that and it looked really quite cool underneath, from my memory anyway. In the Enemy as well, that looked awesome too. That doesn't look that good. You couldn't have that on your wall. Well, you could. There's no reason you couldn't, I guess. Right, let's pop this back on and go and have a listen. Installation is as straightforward as a normal picture. Drill it into your wall, smash a plug in it, screw the bracket into the plug and hang it straight onto that bracket. Job's a good one. Now it's set up on the wall. I'm going to give my first impressions about what this sounds like, and then we'll come to a conclusion at the end on whether or not the Symfonisk wall picture frame speaker thing from IKEA is any good. Okay, we are ready to go. I'm going to play some music directly to it, so let's give this a blast and see what this sounds like. We're currently on about 30% volume. Let's go. Okay, not as loud as I thought it would be. Let's turn it up a little bit. It's got good clarity across the range. That's got a very nice bass. Well, let's turn the volume up a little bit. It's much quieter than I expected. I mean, this is the best speaker picture frame that I've ever listened to. It's the only one I've ever listened to. Let's crank it right up. That's not bad. That's not bad. The clarity is phenomenal. It's not as loud as I was hoping it was going to be. And it doesn't seem as rich as the other Symfonisk speakers that I've tried. It's still very, very good. But I think maybe I'm comparing it a little bit too much to the other Symfonisk speakers. So maybe let's get another song on and let's just have a listen from a perspective of, is this a good speaker? That is good. Woo! That is crisp. That is a real crisp sound. Okay, I think that is enough for some initial impressions. It's not as loud as I thought it would be, but then it's extremely thin. Like I said, it's about as thin as a canvas, maybe just slightly thicker. So I'm not sure what I expected with that department, but I cannot deny that the sound is very, very clear, very crisp, and it does have some extremely nice bass, considering that it's very, very thin. But I think now I'm going to spend the next few days having a listen, sipping some whiskey and testing it out from all aspects. And I'm going to come back to you with my final opinion at the end of this video. But until then, let me leave you with some close-ups. Just look at this thing. It's insane and absolutely the brainchild of IKEA at the moment. It's as if they've given the position of Senior VP of Speaker Design to a 4-year-old locked in a room with nothing but a pack of crayons. Although so far, that 4-year-old hasn't missed the mark in a long line of bizarre speakers coming from IKEA, and they've managed to deliver form factors that I never even knew I wanted from a speaker, whilst consistently delivering fantastic sound. But does this one follow suit? You still use the Sonos app, you still have AirPlay, and if you have two, you can pair them up as a stereo pair. They still lack Bluetooth, which is a bit of a shame, but there's a new addition of being able to daisy chain the power between two of them. Now, without a doubt, it fits the form factor of a picture frame that some people will love, but some people, not all. So let's explore that. So it's been a few weeks, and I've made up my mind about this thing behind me. Now, as I said at the beginning, IKEA have made some explicitly weird things over the past couple of years in the speaker market. But I think this is perhaps the most niche product they've ever made. And I say this because the sound in itself is okay. Judging it against nothing else, it's actually an extremely good sound. But when in comparison to the other Symfonisk speakers, it doesn't offer the same level of quality simply because of its form factor. And for me, it doesn't make me want to choose the picture frame over any of the other options because of that fact. I would only choose this particular speaker under very particular circumstances. Let's say, for example, I didn't have the room for a speaker on my shelves. Maybe I've got too many books or too many bottles of whisky. Maybe then I would look at something like this to mount it directly on the wall. But it is such a niche product that I don't think it's going to suit everybody. For the right person it will, and the fact that you can have a ton of customization options within it, I think is fantastic. And like I said, in its own right, it's actually not a bad sounding speaker. It's actually pretty bloody good. It just doesn't come up to the same level as the others in the Symfonisk range. Now, what about price? And here's the interesting thing. It's a little bit cheaper than the lamp, coming in at about £180. Now, in my eyes, I think that's a bit much, potentially. I mean, it is a Sonos collaboration, so you are paying for a little bit more of that premium brand name, but I just think it's a little bit more expensive than what I anticipated. Maybe £150, that sort of price, I might be okay with. Because I think off the top of my head, the Symfonisk lamp has gone down to £150 in the past in sales. So if this was £150, I don't think I'd have too much of an issue paying for it. But overall, it is a very unique addition to the IKEA speaker range, and it's exactly the sort of thing I'm expecting from IKEA. So what are they going to come up with next? A toaster speaker? Well, no, that could be good, because it could save a space in the kitchen. But anyway, what would I have liked to have seen from this? Not much. I think they've done a pretty good job for what it is. I would have liked slightly more customization at launch, maybe some different style frames other than black and white, maybe something gold, like a regal style thing with some more oil painting options on the front. But maybe we'll see that in future. And maybe we'll see the ability to print your own custom designs on these things, which would be pretty cool in that particular instance. But that concludes my episode on the IKEA Symfonisk Sonos speaker picture frame thing. But thanks very much for joining, and if you enjoyed today's episode, I'd really appreciate it if you return the favour and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe and that notification bell to see more episodes when they land. And I'll see you back for another episode of STU'S Reviews soon.